Hello and welcome to the Liberty for Philly podcast. And yes, this is our special episode 22, the trade deadline for both NHL free agency and MLB trade deadline. The news is starting to come out as it is now officially almost.
I thought the deadline was always the 31st.
It's about 20 hours till the. Actually, no. It's Friday. It's Friday at 4. So we're about
a couple of days
44 hours ish away, 42. Around then.
Yeah.
44.
But some news is just starting out, so let's get straight into the news. We're just going to talk about NHL when there's no MLB stuff to talk about.
By the way, I'm Jared, and I'm back, and this is Ben, that's Alec. Mitchell never introduced us.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that. Yes, after his long absence, Jared has returned to the podcast, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. Yay for Jared.
Now with Middle Eastern tan.
And if you also missed last week's news, Benjamin Hoyt has officially joined us here on the Liberty for Philly podcast. So once again, show him some love and follow him on Twitter. And his other podcast, The Curse of Billy Penn, will be linked in the description below. Now let's get straight into the news. Breaking off the hot press, Joey Gallo is most likely going to be traded in the coming minutes. It looks like the Yankees will end up getting a player here at the deadline. It will be interesting to see what they do here. Aaron Judge has not been seen inside Yankee Stadium today, so it's very interesting to see what's going down here. But could be a 3-team trade. He was not. He was scratched from the lineup, and he wasn't seen at all in the stadium by anybody. So there's a possibility it could be a 3-team trade because I don't think Judge would want to stay on the New York Rangers. Wrong team. No, wrong team, wrong sport. Okay, the Texas Rangers. But you never know. So let's start with that. Where do you think Gallo plays while he's in New York if he does go there? Ben, let's start with you since you are the Bronx 1% Bronx fan in here.
So taking a look at Joey Gallo, that is an improvement because I think, with Aaron Judge, he's very inconsistent. And I think he is, again, like I mentioned in previous podcasts, very overhyped.
Sorry, just got in here. Roosevelt just tweeted, it is indeed the Yankees. No word on the return yet for Gallo.
It is the Yankees. I mean, taking a look at Joey Gallo and how he bats, I think that's really important in this situation because of the right field short porch in Yankee Stadium. Because for lefties, it is easy.
Yankee Stadium is just short.
Oh, no, I get that, but
and they play night. Oh, yes. I'll say my stuff later. You go.
It is definitely shorter on the right side than the left in Yankee Stadium, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I've been there several times. I've looked at the dimensions of the
stadium.
stadium.
They both look short anyway.
They do play short, but the right is significantly shorter, in the 3 teens range for right field. So, you're going to get a lot of home runs out of Gallo in that short porch or even past the short porch. And I think what the Yankees need is a guy, even with first and second on base, come through and hit a bomb there. I think with Aaron Judge, he just strikes out too much. He's like a Ryan Howard in the Philadelphia situation.
Gallo.
He comes out. Well, yeah, so is Gallo, but again, Gallo isn't he younger?
Yeah, I think.
Really?
Gallo, I thought was younger.
I mean, they're both young, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gallo is 27, and Aaron Judge is 29. Oh, wow, I thought he was younger.
Yeah, no, Judge is getting older, and we've seen decline in his performance while, Gallo's pretty much stayed the same and, has consistently been hitting bombs.
And Jeff Passan just tweeted that deals pending, medical revealed. Still no word on a return for Gallo. Would be interesting to see if who's the rookie Devi Garcia. Devi Garcia is traded to the Rangers, which would be probably interesting to say the least.
Yeah. I mean, some top prospects, whether it's Garcia, Dominguez, or someone else, is going to be traded to the Rangers. It's
John Hyman just tweeted that Yankees get Joey Gallo, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of which 40-man roster spot person do the Rangers get. Is it Judge? Is it someone else? It's hard to say because I wouldn't say Judge, but yet he was scratched from the lineup today. So that throws a little bit of a question into the air.
Yeah, and also on the Phillies side of news, Rafael Marchand, who is our number 4 prospect and our top catching prospect in our system, who was heavily linked with the Pittsburgh Pirates, was scratched from today's lineup. Some non-trustworthy sources have said some trade will go down tonight And with the Phillies not having a game today, you can see why the Phillies might have the time to be looking at some extra trades. If you didn't know, the Nationals had a COVID outbreak, so most likely we're not going to play another game until Friday against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Are we off tomorrow?
Yeah, no. Well, there's a doubleheader tomorrow, but with the COVID situation, and it's supposed to be really bad weather tomorrow. Most likely.
No, that is true. Another COVID outbreak for the Nationals.
Yeah,
they're gonna try to force him because the Nationals don't come to Philadelphia again this year. So I think they want us to get these 2 games in and then send the teams off in their merry way.
That was fast. Oh, so actually 2 things. One, I want to add on to what Ben was saying earlier about Gallo. You know where else they go? What was it? 9 or 10 games per year. They also go to Fenway Park, which is in like the 290s to Pesky Pole. So he's gonna have some nice home runs there, 9 or 10 games in each year as well, if he does go to the Yankees. And I also want to say, remember Andrew McCutcheon's 3-run home run the other day? That was nice.
Andrew Knapp almost played hero in
I said that
the other
McCutcheon
game.
was probably going to hit into a double play, and then boom, he hits it over the wall. Time to eat a bag of dookie for me.
It's kind of sad to think about. The Phillies would have won probably yesterday's game if Matt Moore was not on this team. That's sad to think about.
Adding on to
I think
Jared,
the bullpen would have sucked.
Yeah. Adding on to Jared's point about Fenway and all the teams in the AL East, I mean, the hardest place to hit a right field home run would be Rogers, honestly, because Camden Yards is pretty easy. Going back to, easier than Rogers.
Well, I'd say Fenway is probably the hardest place to hit home run right field because that fence is insane. No. That fence is insane. That fence is insanely deep in right field.
Yeah, but you have to remember, Alec, that Joey Gallo was hitting second deck Arlington home runs.
Wait a second. Did you say Fenway was the hardest to hit it in right field?
I was going
to. Bob Nightingale just tweeted it, so therefore the deal's off, guys. Gallo is no longer being traded. The deal's off. He's instead being traded to the Padres.
Wait.
Classic Nightingale joke. Okay.
Alec, you know that fence is like half of our size, right?
That's not true, is it?
No,
it's
not
Bob
people standing up next to it. Like there's people doing somersaults over it. Remember Big Poppy's grand slam to tie the ALCS? Yeah, it's not that hard. And Gallo has a lot of power, and plus down the right field line, it's like
if you're a good pull hitter, boss, Fenway is really
like
easy.
Travis Shaw. He was hitting some.
A hard right field, I think you could say, is probably Anaheim.
No, but I'm just saying in the AL East division alone because that's the team.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm saying Rogers.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty easy in general, honestly.
It is kind of a big wall, and it is kind of longer. I mean, more distance.
You could easily have a home run that turns into a double just because of that wall.
Yeah, agree.
The
wall in Camden Yards, which is the big scoreboard.
The scoreboard wall. Yeah, no, that one's annoying. Although Nelly Cruz was hitting Appa tacos over that one. Yeah, I said that. Sure. But so I think it shouldn't be that hard for. I mean, if Davis could do it easily in his prime, I think Gallo would be just fine.
Yeah. Sure. So, also in other news,
sky's blue.
Well, while we wait for more information on Joey Gallo and any Phillies trades that may or may not happen, Ben Simmons might be on the move pretty soon. Tomorrow is draft night, and Ben Simmons has been rumored that he also does want to trade now, and he's officially became public with that. And 3 final teams have become suitors. It is the Miami Heat, the Washington Wizards, and what's that last team? The Toronto Raptors. I would like to see Bradley Beal on this team. I think that is possible, but and then hopefully you can make some other trades because if we do add Beal, we will have an overflow of shooting guards on this team. So maybe you need to flip some of them from picks and get a point guard, say in Kyle Lowry. Maybe you can try to say, we have Bradley Beal. You'll get less money, but you have a better chance to win. But it seems like at this point, Lowry's more in for the money rather than to win at this point. Because 3 years, $30 million for a 35-year-old, that's kind of.
Yeah, he's trying to cash in on on that last big contract. He's still good, but he's not getting long term. So he wants to make as much money in the short term as possible. And he's won a championship already. And going back to what you said earlier, I'd like to see them trade with the Wizards, specifically get Beal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't get Beal, my plan B option would be to get a ton of picks. Get like
Yeah.
3-4 first rounders, some swaps as well, and another young player or two for Simmons. Again, might not be great in the short term, but in the long term, now those
Long
picks are really
term.
going to help you out. So I mean, that's gonna really pay off for
And
you.
especially if you stockpile on those now, it might become relevant at the trade deadline. If Dame is still in Portland, he could be traded if the team's not up to date enough. And one thing I really want to see the Sixers do tomorrow is draft Luka Garza, who is a power forward center from Iowa. He won the nation's best basketball player last year, and I would like to see him as a good backup for Harris and Embiid in the 4 or 5 role. He's a lot better shooter than Ben Simmons, a lot better defender than Ben Simmons. Well, still, I think he can do wonders for the team.
That's for sure. Yeah, I would definitely say that he's definitely going to be a little better than Ben Simmons. And again, you're talking about Dame, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait, for what now?
For what you were saying earlier, is better offensive player, he's better defensive player than Simmons.
Luka Garza, I'm saying
Garza.
Garza would be a better overall player than Ben Simmons.
And-
I wouldn't go that far yet, but I mean, I would like him as the backup center because as much as I like Dwight Howard, I don't think that he.
You
should
like
be the backup
Dwight
center this
Howard?
year.
Well,
I like him as a veteran presence. I mean,
yeah.
Luka Garza is still probably 2 years away from even touching the floor as a starter. He's going to be a great backup until, say, we need a 4. Embiid's going to be here, obviously, for a while. So he'll probably slide in as a 4 with Embiid, which will be interesting to see.
Well, let me add this. Garza, because I've seen him live before, he acts like a tall power forward. I don't think he's a center. I think he has to be more savvy on the outside game. Like I talked about last podcast, get those shots up and have people guard him, because most of his game now is just bullying people in the post up. And like I said before, get a guy like Andre Drummond in the paint, and that's not happening because that guy's a brick wall and he's been there for years.
Yeah.
So I think he has to be more savvy from the outer range before he actually touches the floor as a starter. And I know you showed me the video, Mitchell, and that's very cool. But Giannis was making half court threes.
That's true. Yes, to show it on the floor. And I believe.
And do you know who else did? Simmons in an open gym.
True.
So I think he really needs to develop into like at least a 37% 3-point for him to, see the floor.
Yeah, I believe that if he's available at our second round pick tomorrow, I would take him. But I just really agree that we're not going to have a first round pick tomorrow. I really do believe we will not have a first round pick tomorrow. I believe we'll have our second round pick, and with that pick, I do believe we'll take Garza. But I just think come tomorrow at pick 28, the Sixers will not be at that position picking.
No, and hopefully it goes to a star. Simmons,
Correct.
that pick, maybe some other picks and or assets for a really big star.
Yeah. More news from Alex, favorite person on Twitter, Top Shelf Picks. He just said that mostly directed at Phillies fan. Love you guys for the support, but stay patient. Your team is very active with multiple teams about multiple players, so multiple trades might be coming soon.
But how does he know this?
How does he know this? Yes,
I don't know.
He's like that guy. He's like that guy. What's his name? It's the one Sixers guy. The guy who keeps playing a bunch of.
Whoa. Okay, Gallo. It's believed to be a 6-player for 2 deal. 2 players from the Rangers go to the Yankees. 6 players from the Yankees going to the Rangers. God, it's gonna be interesting. Would they give up Jason Dominguez?
I think that's the one. I mentioned it earlier. I think it may be Dominguez here.
If it's Jason Dominguez, Davy Garcia, and 4 other prospects, GG Yankees. I would love this trade for the Yankees if that's it. That's an amazing trade for both teams.
I don't think it's going to be Garcia. It could be, but I think it's going to be Dominguez, some other prospects around him, and then maybe some lower prospects.
Clark Schmidt's one of the prospects going in the trade.
Is Sir Anthony still hurt?
Sir Anthony, oddly enough, he was pitched a sim game for the Phillies last week. He's going on rehab next week. He should be back by late August, early September.
Keyword. Keyword is very much should.
Yeah, well, he should, but he's already touching 96 a year out from his surgery, which is really interesting. to say the
Are you
least.
Tommy John?
Yep.
That'll do it.
It says here, when I spoke with an
Probably.
NL source, they said the Yankees were looking for 2 extremely high-end prospects. Hearing the Yankees went with quantity in this trade, with more than 4 prospects heading to the Texas Rangers.
I don't even see why these guys need prospects. They can just chuck money at whatever player they want.
I don't think the Rangers will
So they
be
can
in a
flip them.
competitive window until Jack Leiter Jr. Jack Leiter is up in the majors.
I thought you were thinking of Mark Leiter Jr. for a minute. Remember that guy?
I kind of
Oh,
was.
wow.
But Kumar Rocker is still having some problems. Here's the Lehigh Valley lineup for tonight. Don't know if this is important or not, but it's Tilson,
Doubt.
Guthrie, Bonifacio, Maton, Verlin, Brito, Hall, Duran, and Parkinson. When I was going through, like I say, a possible Bryant Kimball trade, I thought we might give up Maton due to the amount of success he's shown in the majors so far this year. But the fact that he's starting, I do not believe tonight's trade with the Phillies, what's rumored to be going on, is going to be a Bryant for Kimball trade. I think it might be for Kimbrel. I think Bryant might hold off until Thursday before he's dealt, because I heard a lot of teams are waiting for Max Scherzer to be dealt along with some other teams to gauge the market. So hopefully the Joey Gallo kind of sets the market, and that should open the floodgates for tomorrow. Clark Schmidt is one of the Rangers prospects. Is he good? Well, we know John King and Joey Gallo are going to the Yankees. I don't know who John King is.
No clue.
Rangers. Let me look him up. Oh, Jared, you want to talk about NHL while we're at it?
Yeah.
Talk about what the Flyers have done.
They have signed
weeks.
Keith Yandel for a year, $900K, which is pretty good. I mean, he's in his twilight, yes, but Keith Yandel is still a good player.
Mm-hmm.
I know they also, unfortunately for me, traded away Voracek, but it was a good trade though for Cam Atkinson. I'm just saying, I'm just sad because Voracek was my favorite player, as the three of you know. But another thing is they got Nate Thompson back, another low deal as well. I think it was like $600K, something like that.
Yeah, it was very cheap.
Yeah, and then they got a lot of crap just happened since I last looked. In like other places, but like Dougie Hamilton is finally signing with New Jersey.
Somebody got signed for a 7-year deal. I saw.
Antti Ranta is going to Carolina.
Did you see the Cody Ceci deal?
Yeah, Mike Hoffman's going to. Nick Foligno's going to Boston. No way.
Really?
Yeah, and then Luke Shen is going to Vancouver. Braden Point went 8 years at $9.5 million. Wow. Let's see. Okay, back to the Flyers.
Oh, here's while you look up that more, the Fighting Phils lineup for tonight is Gamboa, Stefan, Stott. So Stott's in the lineup, so don't worry about that. Stokes, Miller, Landon, Conley, Finch, and Kroon. Once again, no Rafael Marchand in the lineup, and this is just basically confirmed.
Okay. So
and Mickey Moniak is not in the lineup as well, and he is not in the ballpark. I just learned. So Mickey Moniak and Rafael Marchand might be on the move for the Phillies.
All right.
Who they traded for?
So the Flyers also.
I don't know who you can get with those two. I don't know. I mean, obviously it's got to be more like Johan Rojas or
Blake Coleman is going to Calgary for 6 years, $4.9 million. Freddie Anderson's going 2 years, $4.5 million to Carolina. Wow, Carolina's got a lot of goalies. Although Mrazek is gone though. So.
Oh, did you see Brandon Holtby went to Dallas?
Yes, and Martin Jones is going to Philadelphia, and then Brian Elliott's going to Tampa. Brandon Sutter's going to Vancouver. Ryan Suter is going to Dallas as well. A lot of Blake Coleman, I already mentioned that one. Travis Hamonic is going to Vancouver. Former Flyer Sam Gagne is going to Detroit. Tyson Berry is staying with Edmonton. Boone Jenner staying with Columbus. Insert all the Jenner Kardashian jokes here. Blah, yada, yada. Derek Forbeau, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, going to Boston. Cedric Paquette is going to Montreal. Yeah, Cody Ceci, holy crap. James Reimer is going back to San Jose. Alec Martinez is staying with Vegas. Luke Glendening is ditching Detroit and going to Dallas. They think it's like 2010, clearly. Halak is going to Vancouver. Mrazek is going to Toronto. Elliott, Tampa, Yandel. Corrali is going to Columbus. Getzlaff is staying with Anaheim for another year.
I found some information on the other guy. Sorry, Jared. The other guy who's going to the Yankees, his name is John King. He has a bad baseball reference picture. He looks very creepy. I'm sorry, but he does.
Wait,
He's a
is
left
Gallo
throwing.
traded Mitchell?
He's a left-handed pitcher. He's on the 10-day IL. Currently, he has a 3.52 ERA and 46 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts.
Well, frick. Yep, there he is.
0.3 more.
He is going to wherever I just said the Yankees. Oh yeah, former Flyer Michael Delzaster is going to Ottawa. Brock McGinn's going to Pittsburgh.
What you cheering for, Ben, over there?
I'm cheering for my Yanks.
Oh, it looks like the Yankees'
fan.
second-ranked prospect. He's the second-ranked prospect in the system. Clark Schmidt is heading.
Ben's
back
a fan
to
of the
Texas.
two worst fan bases. Ben's a fan of both teams, which have the two worst fan bases in Major League.
Bronx Bomb has 27 ranks.
Shut up.
The Giants are trying to add Trevor Story and Chris Bryant.
Yeah, did I mention Grubauer to Seattle, Bonino to San Jose, Jaden Schwartz to Seattle as well. No second Hala to Boston, Edler to the Kings, longtime Vancouver Canuck. Tony, the cancer known as Tony DeAngelo, is going to Carolina. It's a little concerning. Trevor Lewis to Calgary. I mentioned and then I think I mentioned everything else. Foligno to Boston. Yeah, I mentioned that. Linus Ullmark. I believe he was the Sabres goalie, wasn't he? Or is that a different guy? Mark Pistick is going to Buffalo. Poor guy. And let's see, have there been any trades since I last?
Non-major trades other than the Marc-Andre Fleury trade.
Yeah, no, that was a couple days ago. I'm talking about like now.
Jack is making fun of the Yankees now.
Vanacek has been sent. Wait, wasn't he just with Washington? Or am
Possibly.
I wrong? What?
Is it possibly?
But yeah, because he's going to Washington. Seattle gets a second-round pick for 2023. And the Bruins sent one of their goalie prospects to Calgary, or maybe one of their backups. I don't know. And Will Butcher's going to Buffalo with the fifth-round pick for future considerations. And Evgeny Dadonov is going to Vegas for Nick Holden and a third-rounder. And then Ethan Bear for Warren Fogle, and then Nikita Zadorov for third-rounder. Tyler Johnson and a second-round pick goes to Chicago for Brent Seabrook. Yeah, I think Chicago got more value out of that, considering I think Seabrook is already done. Like, I think that's just the contract of Brent Seabrook. And I think Tampa might actually just end up eating that contract.
More news.
Going to Winnipeg. And then the Fleury trade that you mentioned before. I don't get that trade. And then Brendan Dillon going to Winnipeg for 2 second-round picks.
Yeah, in more news, Eagles training camp started today, and it looked like Jalen Hurts was good for his 1 day of practice. So that's interesting to think about. Apparently, Devontae Smith was looking pretty good, and that's all I can.
Did I mention the Seth Jones trade earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Seth Jones, he was traded. And then that was an even worse off deal. So yeah, have fun with that, Chicago. I don't feel bad. Frick you. You guys have terrible fans. Okay, back to what we were saying.
Alec, what were you saying?
First day of training camp. You gotta see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I'll pay close attention when 2 or 3 games in a season and they both have played well. Gotta give it time.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can say how a season's gonna go, other than the Cowboys when your quarterback gets injured after throwing 2 passes. Oh, that sucks. Joey Gallo has to shave his beard now. Same with Rougned Odor. Remember, he had to shave all his beard off because he went to the Yankees. Now Joey Gallo's beard's gone.
Oh my God! I freaking hate how the Yankees.
Just imagine Joey Gallo without a beard.
And how Gallo's gonna look terrible with that one. That reminds me, they're reuniting.
That is true. I think the last great Rougned Odor memory I had was him punching Jose Bautista.
Wait. I got another thing. Imagine, you know how Archie Bradley has the big beard now? If you look him up without said beard, like in 2015, 14 or something like that, it looks terrible. Imagine if he went back to the Yankees. Or not back to the Yankees, but to the Yankees.
On the Yankees.
Yeah, who else has got a ridiculously big?
So, wait. Quick question. If Mitchell, say if Judge is not involved with this trade for the Yankees.
I don't think he is, but if he is,
okay,
yeah.
But how is the outfield supposed to work with Gallo and Wright? Would they move Judge to DH or Stanton to DH?
I believe Stanton would be permanent DH due to his lack of defensive capabilities.
Isn't
That would
Hicks
leave
also
probably Brett Gardner or Greg Allen in left field. Actually no, Gallo will probably go to left. Judge would probably be in right. Greg Allen or Brett Gardner will stay in center field. Then on the infield, you preferably have Luke Voigt, Sanchez, LeMahieu, Torres, and your shortstop. I don't know who the
Well,
shortstop.
I thought Glaber was the shortstop when he had Gio Urshela at third.
Yeah, Gio Urshela is a third. Other than that, that's a pretty solid lineup if you ask me. I still find a little skepticism in their starting pitching. Their bullpens
Pronounced
needs a little help.
skepticism.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, again, I think Domingo Herman needs to get his act together like he usually should, and Tyon didn't really do. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He hasn't been up to expectations either, and so has Mr. Sunscreen, Garrett Cole. He hasn't been up to expectations either.
True.
Mr. Sunscreen. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Still, the package has gone dark, but they still got a little bit of Philly stuff, as we said a little earlier. Moniak is not in the lineup as well. No other big name prospects have been reported not to be in their lineups respectively tonight for the Phillies. So I'm not thinking a huge trade's going down unless a player is pulled in the game. Other than that, we don't really know much. Judging of how hot Moniak was, he was in the lineup, I believe, last night for Lehigh Valley. So it is interesting to see how he's not in the lineup today. Still trying to learn more on the prospects going back. It's usually gets down to something usually. But it is interesting to think about.
What's weird to me, and I'll chime in this for a minute, if it was just Marshawn out, I wouldn't think too much of it because, maybe he has an off night, something else. The fact that both Moniak and Marshawn, two trade targets, are out of that ballpark at the same day, that raises flags to me saying, okay, is one of them going to get traded and they're debating on the other one? Could it be both? It raises a lot of red flags. And the only thing you really have to figure out now, because obviously one of them is going to get traded.
Yeah, now you have to figure out who you're really trading for, because you got to look at the positions of which we need.
Who's the team? Who's the person / prospect? And how's it going to work out?
So with this team, they need starting pitching. They obviously need one more reliever or two. And they need better defense on the third base shortstop side with Didi and Bohm. And then center field. So obviously you got Bryant, Kimbrell, and all of them. And there's still a possibility of John Gray and then John Means, possibly, Cedric Mullins. You just got to look around and see, where do these prospects fit in? What team wants a catcher in their system, or who needs a catcher long term?
And who wants a project, to be completely honest?
With Moniak too, yeah.
Moniak hasn't worked out. I mean,
I was thinking of the Cubs, to be honest, with Moniak.
But remember, Marshawn was supposed to be at least semi-decent, and then things just completely fell off the wagon. I mean, both these guys are projects right now. And Alec, I see you're a little disgusted at that take, so I'll let you go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just laughing at what's going on in our little trade Discord thing right now.
Yeah,
Marshawn's played well when he's up here. It's the problem is he doesn't get a lot of time while he's up here because you've got both Navarro and Muto. That's the point of trading him away, and that's why why he's been linked to the Pirates.
He hasn't had a lot of major league experience, so that is tech on quote unquote a project.
Yeah. So again, the Pirates, that they're gonna be rebuilding mode for a while. So again.
Well, then again, the Pirates don't really need that, because then again, they just drafted a catcher #1 overall, and then again, they have Jacob Stallings, who can perfectly bridge the gap, and when they did end up trading Anderson, they got a good catcher who can be a good backup in AAA for them until I forget the guy's name, but until their #1 overall pick is ready to be in the majors. Same with Adley Rutschman with the Orioles. So you got to think of teams who really do need that catching prospect. And I do think the Cubs may be one of them, because Wilson Contreras is not going to be there for much longer.
Yeah, probably won't be. I mean, Cubs are going to be they're the big seller. They have a very tradable team, and the Nationals do as well. It's just that
do they need a catcher?
The Nationals, It wouldn't hurt to get one. But the Nationals are in sell mode as well. They're
Ooh, Jason Dominguez might be getting traded, guys.
to the Phillies.
I don't know. I just saw it's trending on Twitter as Dominguez. And
What Dominguez?
yep, Jason Dominguez. So here's the list of prospects: Jason Dominguez, Devi Garcia. I got that. Luis Gill, Estevan Florial, James. I don't think this is right, guys, because this is a lot more players than expected. Never mind. I'm lying. Yeah. Oh, yep. No. Yeah, well, it's a possibility he's going back. We don't know what's going on right now. But
I think both me and Mitchell called it. I mean, you had to put in Garcia and Dominguez. I wasn't so sure about Garcia, but Dominguez is young. He's a very young guy that has fountains and fountains of potential. But yeah, keep going with the prospects and let me hear some names.
I'm going to try. I don't think this is a real account, even though it's verified. It had a lot more prospects. It had like 12 prospects in it just for Gallo. So it's mostly just a lot of Yankees fans crying, saying they don't want to give up Jason Dominguez in this trade.
Yeah, but what is he, 17 or 18 years old?
He's 17 years old in high, I think he's in low A or high A, and he's not really doing that well. I think he was batting 333 or something like that.
No, and I'm probably older than him. So
and Zach Eflin doesn't know his timetable to return, so we're down probably starting pitcher for a little bit.
But I was saying, like, I'm older than him, and he has a lot of room to sink or swim.
Wait, were you older than?
Jason Dominguez.
Jason Dominguez.
Because, like, you can't expect a 17-year-old right away to go straight to the majors. I mean, at most, like, actually, at the very least, would it be like what, 5 years?
Most Jason. Well, I'm going off my MLB show experience. Whenever I do a trade,
that's something you should not do.
I know, but in my franchise, whenever I tried to trade away Scott Kingery,
speaking of, he's still in AAA,
Rafael Marchand and Mickey Moniak in my franchise mode, the Yankees always offer Jason Dominguez and Devi Garcia.
Well,
it's like a glitch. I don't know, but they do. So
in the MLB The Show, by my ratings, Jason Dominguez right now as a 17-year-old is the same rating as Scott Kingery, both the 72.
Yeah,
impressive.
like what's it called? Jason Dominguez. He could be a fast riser or he could be a very slow. It depends on how fast. Because when he came up, he didn't start playing right away due to the COVID pandemic. And he didn't have a minor league season.
He's a young kid. I mean, well, obviously I'm the same age, but like a lot of people are like pressurizing the 17-year-old to be so rapid, and at some point he could cave in.
Trying to make him become like a Bryce Harper kind of thing, you know?
Right.
I mean, for how he was really hyped up, and I've heard nothing about him until like he was signed, and then everybody started going crazy about him. So like,
17. He's got a lot of time. And if Yankees fans rush on him, then they're going to be as pissed off as they were at Giancarlo. So,
but again, it's like 5 or 6 years. I mean, you have a team that is destined to win right now, and you need the pieces to win right now. You can't wait.
Yankees aren't destined to win. What are you talking about?
Look at all the talent they have. I mean, they have Stanton, they have Judge, they have LeMahieu.
What is their record?
No, I'm saying this year, not this year, because they, I don't know, fell flat pitching. But I mean, Garrett Cole's getting older. So are all of their players. I mean, you can't.
So is everyone in the world. But thanks for playing.
But the point is, again, Aaron Judge is 29. You can't wait 6 years to wait for this dude to try to get a ring. And by the way, that'll make it 28. By the way.
With this, I believe the Yankees the Dodgers are at $250 million on their payroll. $40 million over the luxury tax. Surprisingly, the Yankees aren't even over it, but they'll most likely be over it in a couple seconds.
Well, let's hope so.
How much are they paying? How much are the Rangers paying Gallo?
Right now, the Yankees right now have $201 million on the payroll, which is cheaper than us.
I have the return for.
I have a question.
You do? What is it?
Yeah, I have the return. It's Glenn Otto, Ezekiel Duran, Josh Smith, Trevor Halver, and that's it. They're all going to be part of the Joey Gallo trade.
I don't know if they're good or not. I just haven't heard of them before.
Well, it's not. It's that guy Schmitz that everyone
The
said they didn't
Smiths
want
guy is
involved.
the huge guy in the trade. Okay.
You guys know what I really want to see sometime soon?
What do
You know
What?
how like the Phillies have like those retired number flags? I really want to see a 6 up there, and I also want to see a 26 up there.
And Aaron Judge has appeared in the dugout and now
Wow,
is in full
thanks, Mitchell.
uniform with a helmet. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. Judge is back in the thing.
Great. But yeah, is 34 retired? Oh yeah, they did retire 34, right?
The Phillies are retiring it later this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't
Sent
officially
in
done it yet.
but they need to retire 6 and 26 as well, especially 26.
They will at some point. They just probably have to wait until.
I also want to see 26 in the Hall of Fame too, but
By the way, trivia question: who's the Hall of Fame night this year?
Oh,
Well, that
Tapiro.
reminds me. Speaking of Hall of Fame, hey Alec, I'm wearing your shirt that you gave me.
Hey, nice.
It's a weird name. It's
His name is Manny Trio.
Manny Trio. That's what it is.
Mini trio. Interesting.
Part of the.
Yeah, still no updates on the.
Oh yeah, I
Philly
know he
situation.
hasn't been with us for a little while, but when he does retire, I also want to see 35 hanging up in a flag as well.
Oh, Hamels. He might return. We don't know.
Oh,
Doesn't matter if he does. I still want
Maybe.
to see that number hanging up.
So
signed yet.
Like 46 or something like that.
Joey
something-
Gallo has 6.2 million on payroll, so the Yankees would still be under the tax.
And,
The
and
number that I
also,
want to see retired the most is 26, though.
he's also not a free agent until 2022. May I add?
Hamels.
No, Gallo.
Gallo,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
2023 he hits unrestricted free agency. He has another year of arbitration.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't understand arbitration.
I don't either, but I don't really think it matters because we're not going to and we need to worry about that, at least in the sports
Yeah.
world.
hmm
Yeah, I agree with Jared on that.
All I know is that
All I know is the
Yeah,
Phillies
that-
haven't made any trades, and that we're running out of time.
If it makes you feel any better, my uncle says that they won't make any big trades.
wait,
The Phillies won't make any big trades.
doesn't
They will
Andrew
not.
McCutcheon have my alter ego?
I
Uncle
don't
Larry?
trust your uncle.
Wait,
Yes.
wait, Alec. Mr. Howard said that there will be no trades for the Phillies, and he's a Philly sports pessimist. How about that?
Hey,
well,
a
no-
Philly
well,
sports
no- well,
pessimist
no-
besides
no
me?
big
Holy
trades, just
crap,
small
it's a
little
miracle. Everyone's usually way too.
Oh, here's your name.
Mitchell, but,
Here's your name trees view on the Joey Gallo to the Yankees because the answer to a group of low batting averages, great power, and striking out a ton is to bring in a guy who does all the things at a level that makes the rest of the team blush.
It's
Smells
more-
like desperation.
Well, the answer to a great power, striking out a lot, and low batting average is a guy with bring a guy with a low batting average, strikes out a lot with a lot of power. Exactly.
Genius.
10 out of 10 logic. No, but seriously though, I really I really hope that the Yankees fall on their tuchuses again. And I'm not sorry, Ben, but yeah, it is a miracle to see another Philly sports pessimist because usually they are extremely over optimistic. Am I right, Mitchell?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I like being over optimistic.
Yeah, then you get disappointed.
I mean, you could say that with Lowry, but it's mostly because of the fact that we have the assets
You
to
get
do
disappointed
things
every year, buddy.
and make the team better.
Flyers
However,
are
we
going to win the
don't
Stanley
do
Cup
anything.
2021. Am I right?
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I don't know about the Flyers. It is a odd year, so you know.
Yeah, and Alex Carr, he's one of those other overconfident people, optimistic people too. He thinks they're gonna get John Gray, Cole Hamels, Craig Kimbrell, Ryan Turpra,
Tepera,
and
yeah.
some sort
Oh,
of
Tepera.
righty
Yeah.
bat. I mean,
Tepera's past his prime. I mean, maybe I don't
yeah,
know.
I like it, but I don't think it's
Wait,
gonna happen.
wait. You're mentioning the guy that'll be following me at the end of the MLB season?
Who?
It's So we did our MLB
Tepera's
predictions.
33. Wait a minute. Is he even? Wait,
So,
who's gonna be following you at the end? of the season, Ben?
basically, we made a deal. Whoever gets the most correct MLB predictions at the end of the year with these final predictions. So it's from this All-Star break to the end. So All-Star break to the playoffs. Whoever's after the Game 7 of the World Series, whatever game it ends, whoever has the most correct predictions gets a follow back from Alex Carr. But if Alex Carr wins, he gets a David Hale rookie card.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
David Hale looks very interesting.
I'm
No,
gonna
you
get
know
my
something
follow
funny?
back.
Oh, so I was looking through like old seasons of the Phillies, and then I saw that the Phillies had won 6-1. They scored 5 runs in like the 13th inning or something like that. You know who the pitcher for the Braves was who allowed those runs? David Hale. David Hill. I was like, I looked. I was like, who allowed 5 runs to that Phillies team? And then I saw it was David Hill. I'm like, yeah, it figures.
Yeah. Our good buddy David Hale.
Oh,
David
Howard
Hill
Askin just
probably
tweeted.
allowed 25 runs to a
What?
freaking middle school.
What did he say? A surprise, Woj, that you have not expressed how ridiculous asking price is for Ben Simmons. Harden-esque. Sixers presidents and GM
Isn't he
Daryl
so
Morey
right?
is total fantasy land for a player that is really not close to being worthy and being called a 3-time All-Star. Simmons is frightened to shoot.
He didn't spell Harden-esque right.
He spelled that wrong. He spelled VAR. THAR.
Wait, where?
So after total fantasy land for a player VAR. Somebody was rushing this tweet.
He always is. He never checks for spelling.
He just goes for it.
Yeah.
He has already commented. Doesn't even have a like. He just says, this guy just commented, but is he a 3-time All-Star? Yes.
Yeah.
Our friend Top Shelf Picks has not given us any more information on a possible Phillies trade, and I'm very disappointed.
I'm dying for my top shelf pick. Please give it to me.
He's lying about it. Wait, who is this? I have this guy blocked too. I'm oh man, who is that?
He's
I
a
don't even
bet
have it
guy.
yet
He was a
enough.
bet guy before his first tweet about the trade deadline was some of the news he gets before other people say, and then some of the news he does right after, like Rosenthal or people tweet. So like it's kind of
No.
his first.
Vin Fosh.
So yeah, so his last tweet. So on July 7th, he tweeted about Euro 2020 bets. Then on July 22nd, he tweeted, I can confirm that the Phillies have been in talks with the Cubs on a deal centered around Chris Bryant and Craig Kimbrell. The Cubs have expressed interest in Spencer Howard and Alec Boehm. And then most recently, he has said, mostly directed to Phillies fans, love you guys for the support, but stay patient. Your team is very active with multiple teams at the moment. A trade is coming soon. And then he has 15 likes and 9 comments on it.
Does he have like access to the clubhouse or something? Or something we don't get, or does this guy like make stuff up?
I don't know. Like, this is very confusing.
How many followers does he have?
1,226. I mean,
dude.
66. But Jojo Romero, Phillies pitcher, tweeted about how long ago was this? 1 hour ago. The stove is hot, but it's only heating up, with eyeballs emoji and the
I don't
fire
know if
emoji.
he's talking about the Phillies or if he's just talking about in general.
I don't know. Everybody's saying
They make a trade.
no. I was just.
I
looking
thought
at
you
comments.
froze. You just stopped.
He just.
Yeah. I was
yeah.
saying the same thing too.
I was
But then I thought
reading.
your mouth was moving a little bit. It was just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, Jojo Romero just roasted somebody in his comments. I was just reading that.
Classic
Okay.
Philadelphia response.
And then everybody in their Alex Carr's Discord's complaining that we're not going to do anything.
The
And
deadline's not until Friday, so it's okay. Wait. Okay.
plus, the
I thought
prices will come down though. But still, with Moniak and Marchand not being in and with no games, because like what happens if we would have lost today and tomorrow? That would have totally killed our deadline views. However, if we're not going to be playing a game until Friday, it kind of is a good thing for us, right?
Yeah.
that would be pretty Wednesday.
Would it be best for the Braves to win or the Mets to win today?
Neither. I hope they both lose.
It doesn't matter because if the Mets win, then you gain half a game on the Braves. If the Mets lose, say you gain half a game on the Mets, but you're tied with the Braves.
Mm.
So there's
That's why both
that.
should lose. Be perfect.
Yeah. How many games are they let's
Three and a
see,
half
so
back right now. So basically, hopefully the Mets lose, so we're 3 back. If the Braves win, they're tied with us, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're 3.5 back for the Mets. The Atlanta Braves are 4 games back. So if the Braves win and we're standing still, we would be tied with the Mets. I mean, with the Braves for second place with 3.
It'd be kind of nice if they would stop playing Kevin Smith.
True.
The Braves would stop playing Kevin Smith. He stinks.
Well, yeah. The Mets are winning 1-0 right now on the top of the 5th.
Oh God, Velasquez is starting the first game tomorrow.
Well, hopefully we don't have any games tomorrow. Think that way.
To be fair, the Nationals have Scherzer lined up, but he's not
Oh
going to
God,
start.
the Tigers won 17-14 today by hitting 0 home runs, but the Twins hit 7 home runs and they still lost.
I was thinking the LSU Tigers as a joke. Or maybe Auburn, Clemson, Missouri. There's 3 Tigers in one conference.
Yeah.
And 2 Bulldogs in one conference.
Mm-hmm.
In the same conference, actually. So the SEC is pretty
I started Willie Peralta today in my fantasy lineup.
Wait,
He
wait,
left
wait,
with 16.2 ERA.
Last thing I want to say is you guys saw that the Texas and Oklahoma are looking to join the SEC.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I was talking about that. So yes, my opinion, I do believe that Kansas and Iowa State will join the Big Ten.
I think Kansas and Kansas State should be together, but whatever.
They probably Big Ten might take them in, and then also another team from another conference, and then. Well, they have to balance. They have to
Central on YouTube that had a genius idea.
They have to balance. They have to balance it out though, because West Virginia will probably go to the ACC because of
Notre Dame should just join them too.
Yeah.
But if not,
Notre Dame should join the Big Ten if that's the case.
No, Notre Dame should join the ACC because they're already playing a bunch of ACC and Pac-12 teams anyway. So.
Well, then again,
but no, actually,
more
I think
interesting.
they stay independent because of the amount of Pac-12 rivalries that they have annually.
They won't go. They won't go. They won't join a conference because of an NBC TV deal. That's why.
That is also another.
Oh yeah, true. That's too much money going on.
That's probably why that all their games are on NBC.
Yeah.
But
we're
in the ACC for basketball.
They would probably join it, but they would have to get it so they can only use their own TV deal and not use any other conferences.
Because remember, the conferences have to split the TV money, and with Notre Dame football, since it's so popular, NBC Sports said, "Look, separate TV."
Our good friend, Top Shelf Picks, just said, quote tweeted the tweet with Mikey Moniak not being in the lineup. He said, "I'm hearing this has nothing to do with a potential trade."
Doubt.
So anyway,
so there will be a trade. Okay, there we go.
But with not Mickey Moniak in it, so apparently.
I got one thing to say.
Mickey Moniak's gonna be in it, so that's what's gonna be.
Isn't Notre Dame?
Yes.
Ben, isn't Notre Dame in ACC for basketball?
They are, because remember, they're talking about Notre Dame football exclusive TV deal. The Big 12 has its own TV deal, so does the ACC, so does the Big 10, yada yada yada.
Wait, what's the Big 12 with?
Well,
Fox. They don't have one. Really.
I thought the Pac-12 and the Big 10 are Fox. I know that.
Well, they don't. Well,
and the SEC.
Yeah, Big 10. The Big 10 network. The Big 10 and network and stuff is.
But that's not my point. All the conferences have their TV deal, and they said to Notre Dame, "Look, you're so popular, we can give you your own TV deal if you remain independent," and that's what
Notre Dame. I freaking hate Notre Dame.
But anyway, taking a look at this college football, the Big 12 will dissolve. It's done because look, Texas Tech has had their interest in leaving too. And West Virginia will follow them out if Texas.
Oh, the American Athletic Conference is also trying to poach some teams.
Yeah, it's just become.
I have a feeling TCU might go there.
With college football, most likely, the playoffs will be expanded, and there will be 4 or 5 super conferences.
Oh, some guys are missing the BCS, by the way. I'm just saying.
Oh, reports are now saying Clark Schmidt is no longer a part of the Gallo deal.
Okay, what the frick?
Here are the names that are coming: Josh Smith, Ezekiel Duran, Varison Piera, and Trevor Howard, Glenn Otto, and Randy Vasquez. So Clark Schmidt is no longer a part of the deal.
But that doesn't trade. That doesn't take away the fact that Joey Gallo is going to be in pinstripes.
Yes, Joey Gallo will be in pinstripes whenever.
And with the shaven beard. I'm sorry.
Hopefully he keeps it. It's still a dumb rule. I don't know why they have it though. Is there a reason why they'd have that?
Fine Brothers.
Yeah, it's an owner's rule, and they haven't gotten rid of it for some weird reason.
Because George, the ghost of George. Wait, George was the father of Hal, right?
I think so.
What?
There's so many Steinbrenners at this point that it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, exactly.
What, Alec? What are you doing?
Turning on the lights. Outside.
You would think that by the time that we're done recording this podcast, there should be a trade with the Phillies, but I
Yes,
guess
because
they
that's our
were
luck.
It's gonna be done after we get off.
most likely, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not-
because there's a lot of games going on right now, and most teams just don't want to make a trade the longest time.
yeah. How long have we been
It's
More
been
than
an hour.
recording? More than an hour.
Yeah.
We'll go until 9, so that's 12 minutes. So hopefully something happens in 12 minutes. If not, it'll happen directly after we hit stop record. But on the other note, this will be a special 2-episode week podcast. We'll have this podcast going up tomorrow. So you'll be seeing this
Well, today
tomorrow.
for you guys.
Today for you guys, tomorrow for us. And then also we'll be recording
Thursday.
we'll be recording our normal podcast this Saturday. Therefore, you'll see it on Sunday.
Oh, and I
and
won't be there either.
Jared
so
will
have
be
fun.
leaving us once again. It'll be me and Ben, and probably Alec if he can make it. So
Saturday, I can make that work.
I may have a special surprise for you, Mitchell, in terms of guests.
ooh.
So
Saturday?
whenever I can get this
Okay.
guy. I have two people lined up. Just so you know.
Nice.
Interesting.
All right. Well, whatever episode this is, it was real fun. Mitchell, remember to introduce everybody next time.
And
Got
by
it?
the way, don't.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, how many times have we cut each other off today?
A lot.
A lot because of what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more than usual.
It's more. I mean, especially Mitchell, because Mitchell.
Yeah, I was looking at the things. Yeah, episode 22 is today.
Guys, Phillies made a trade.
Oh, who?
Oh no.
Don't say
it's
anything. I
invo-
need to see. Wait, I don't. Wait.
Alex
Were you just
said
saying
someone
Vince
was
Velasquez was traded? Did you just say that word?
What? No.
Dang it!
No, why?
tried.
Why do you want Vince Velasquez? Who wanted it?
Just
I
try
don't
it.
know.
Say it.
Say it.
All right. It's Marshawn to the Pirates for Chad Cole and Richard Rodriguez.
Chad
A
Cole.
2-for-1.
Yeah.
Where do you
I-
see
I
that
read
at?
it.
I
I
can't
know.
Oh,
see it.
we
I don't
need a
know.
freaking pitcher.
Where are you seeing that? I don't see it anywhere.
It's on great potential trades.
Oh, nice new headphones you got there, Alec.
Wait,
Thanks.
but Alec, but you could have looked down at your phone and said the thing sincerely. Is this a truth?
It's fake, isn't it?
Oh, I got pumped.
Yeah, no, because he could have looked down at his phone and said it straightly, but he like stuttered like 20 times. Yeah, nice try.
Yeah, usually that's me because it
Yeah.
takes me like 25 minutes for Windows 95 up here to process. So
We've officially traded Alec Eskin to the Seattle Mariners.
We have traded Alec Eskin to the Arkansas.
no, we've
Hogs
traded Alec.
podcast.
We've traded Alec Eskin to the Pittsburgh Pirates for urinating tree.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree. That's a good trade.
I agree with that. And 5
And then
points
we also
mids
trade
and
we
Scooter.
trade Mitchell to Dallas for Scooter for to
Hey,
Texas
no,
for
I'm
Scooter.
worth more than Scooter. Okay.
Okay,
Trade me for
Scooter's
5
going.
points. Trade me
Oh,
for
3 more
bald man.
yes, and then Scooter is sent to New York to the Mets for 5 points.
The Sixers Nation's Twitter just roasted Howard.
No,
They
Ben,
just-
we are not
They
going to
just
do that.
tweeted. They just quote tweeted his tweet with the Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. That's some help.
All right, we gotta end this thing.
I
I
want
gotta
to see
eat.
I want to see the other quote tweets. Eskin Loki goats in plain sight.
What?
It's Esk, you blockhead.
All right. Well,
And then and the last one was 3-time All-Star, not worthy being called 3-time All-Star. It is interesting.
I still feel stupid that I fell for Alex Bull crap again.
No, because he stuttered 20 times. It was so easy.
I was
Dude,
gonna
here's the
say
thing
if
for
we
me.
didn't do
I do
Marshawn
that
for Dick
too.
Rod, why would we do Dick Rod for
Is
it
that
called?
what his real name is?
It's Richard Rodriguez. So and Corey Seidman said it's take 2 seconds for everybody to start calling him.
Ben, I'm a little bit gullible, but
it's a lot easier to type out than Richard Rodriguez.
That's fair, yeah.
So now I feel stupid. All right, well, it was an honor.
We got 8 more minutes, Jared. You must stay.
Yeah, but I haven't eaten yet.
Oh, it's true. Well, bye, Jared. Everybody say bye to Jared. He will return next week at some point.
I will be back next week to annoy you all.
Wait, no, I won't be here next week. So it'll just be Ben and Jared.
Oh, wait. So, off camera. Okay, never. Can you just end the episode now? See you guys.
Just kidding. We'll go over it after the episode, Jared.
All right.
We'll see you, Jared. Everybody say bye to Jared again. Bye, Jared.
Bye, Jared.
Bye, Jared.
Bye.
So I'm gone next week. So most likely we'll probably doing a podcast when Jared returns, probably Wednesday of next week, or it'll just be Ben and Jared next week.
Well, remember, the only day I really can't do is Tuesday because I will be turning 18.
Yes, he will be older than Jason Dominguez.
I am older than Jason Dominguez, period.
You really like flexing on that, don't you?
I do. Flex on Jason Dominguez.
Oh, okay, lovely.
Jared, now I really want a Phillies trade. I mean, Alec, I really want a Phillies trade now.
I do too, but it's gonna happen after the podcast.
I can't believe I believed that for just a second. And then I realized that would have been the dumbest trade ever, and we would never trade with the Pirates again because I do believe the Pirates did that on purpose. I do believe they made up a fake injury report and flipped it around.
Honestly, I think the same thing too. This was an extremely unprofessional way to manner the Pirates handle this. And if I were the Phillies or any other team right now, I would not want to trade with them because the Phillies wouldn't have made that deal if they knew that if they saw something beforehand, and that's what leads me to believe that perhaps the Pirates got a better offer, even though they agreed to this trade. And they may have liked better, and they said, "Oh wait, this guy is injured."
Because the one guy was injured last year or the year before, so that could have been an excuse. I mean, it's valid, but
it's valid, but
they put like lousy injuries, like he has a bruised finger or a bruised ear. It's just so they can get traded. Like that's a horrible excuse for the Pirates. It's bad for GM relations. Like if the Pirates
the Pirates GM was forced out when Dave Dombrowski came to Boston. So there's some bad blood there.
No, but I get it. But like all GMs in the major leagues, because look, the Pirates are rebuilding. These GMs are going to say like, look, they've had bad past history. It's like credit debt. They've had a bad history. Yeah. I don't think we're going to give them our players because we don't trust them.
Yeah, like especially they were trying to trade Richard Rodriguez to Toronto. That talk hasn't gone anywhere since they backed out of the Phillies trade. So that could have ruined the Pirates' impossibility of getting a couple more quality prospects from the Blue Jays.
Because teams are gonna are mad because they're like, why would I trade with this team that backs out at the last second? I can't do that, and I can't put my dominoes and my birds in one basket to trade this team I know isn't going to be committed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's literally nothing going on here on the Phillies front since that one tweet about Marchand being pulled and the top shelf picks are fabulous top insider.
He's Vin Fosh. He likes to make up these. He'll make up rumors, and once in a while he'll be right, and that's why everyone believes him. Again, I don't blame this person for doing this. I mean, it seems like that.
I mean, good for you, but like, do you have access to major league clubhouses? Do you have access to major league GMs? Then I'll trust you. But if you're like some 18-year-old kid typing on your phone like Rafael Marchand, like what you did, Rafael Marchand for Chad Cole and Richard Rodriguez, I don't trust you at all.
Yeah, everybody's still saying the Marchand news might be real because he was scratched 5 hours ago and the Phillies have not made anything public on his situation.
I mean, Salisbury did say something about that earlier, which
Yeah, and
which
Salisbury is
then,
reputable.
yeah. If it's
Then
from
again, he did
Salisbury, I will-
say. Then again, he did say there was legs with Marchand going to the Pirates, and then in the end, Dave Dombrowski said he was not going to send their number 4 prospect for a starter.
Well, I also think that he also said that the Phillies were talking to the Pirates about multiple players as well. So again, he may have been talking about Richard Rodriguez, Chad Cole, or some other player on the Pirates. But turns out it wasn't Tyler Anderson, which obviously didn't come here. But still, I wouldn't. Still, I do agree. I do think that there's legs with the Marchand thing because he definitely is a coveted prospect throughout the MLB.
Yeah, let me just look on Jahil Ortiz. He's a low prospect for us. However, he's been destroying the ball.
Honestly, Mitchell, I'm gonna cut in here. I don't think anything's getting done till tomorrow because
Most likely, probably, yeah.
because honestly, like value will go down. People are gonna get desperate. Wednesday, you're 2 days out until that deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's 1-0 Mets right now. If you guys want to know that.
Lovely.
Fun. I saw somewhere that people are saying the Mets are going to get John Gray and Trevor Story. And I'm like, where's Trevor Story going to go in that lineup? Or like, where would he play?
My guess will probably go to either the Dodgers or Giants or some West Coast.
They're saying it's mostly going to be what's it called? Giants because of Joey Bart.
Yeah, it seems like they'll get either Bryant or Story.
Probably right in that case. Oh, well, see if anything else shows up here in the final dwindling moments. Any other comments?
Something's going to happen right after you have the podcast, I guarantee you.
All right, wait, I'm going to trick it, okay? I'm going to trick the baseball cards. Okay, guys, this has been episode 22 of the Livery for Billy podcast. Nothing. Okay, never mind.
Wait, I do see something. It's a trade, and it says it's the end of the episode. It's 9:00.
Wow. That is true. It is 9:00, and yeah. Interesting to say the least. Well, let's start off with our final comments, everybody. So, what's your final comments for this episode?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Alec.
My final comments is that I think the Phillies they'll make one medium to major move and then two maybe 3 small moves. I can't see them solve the holes that this team has can't be solved at one deadline. They're gonna have to figure out, okay, we'll get some players long term now, and we'll also get some long term players in the winter, whether it's by free agency or by trade. But either way, you're not what the fans are looking for is to fix all these holes. It's not going to happen. We'll see. Well, again, we'll see. And also, what's on the Byron Buxton front as well? Because
Byron Buxton is well, he's more rumored to be traded this winter rather than at the deadline. However, the Twins said for the right price he would be moved. However, I saw somewhere from I think Top Shelf. I think it was our friend Top Shelf Picks that said that we would be trading Mick Abel and prospects for Josh Donaldson, Berrios, and Buxton. So
I think that Buxton's a free agent after this year.
I think he has 2 more years. He has 1 more year of control. So he has 1 year. Then he's a free agent.
Let's see.
The price is really expensive.
Yeah, Mitchell is correct.
No. Wait, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Same with Berrios, I believe. He has another year of control.
1 more arbitration year, and that's it.
Yeah, I think Berrios has the same thing as well.
Yeah, okay.
Josh Donaldson has 3, but his contract's kind of hard to move unless the Twins eat the contract.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, what are your comments going on?
The fact that you all picked the Blue Jays to win the AL East is beyond astounding to me.
I didn't pick them.
No, I'm saying like 90% of people, including our host Mitchell. That is outstanding to me, and I will take my follow right now. Just pregame. And also, Phillies better make moves in the trade deadline, please.
Agreed. Bryson Stott made a great defensive play. Sadly, he's being traded for Trey Turner. Okay, good night. Okay, my final thing is I do believe the Phillies really need to make a move. I cannot go the rest of the season with Matt Moore and Vince Velasquez as my 4-5 without knowing the possibility of us making some moves. I do trust Dave Dombrowski in the situation. I do believe he'll do what's best for the team. However, I do think it's best for the team to go out and win now, especially with the situation the Mets are in and how close the NL East race is. I think it's like the NFC least from last year. It's literally that, but in baseball terms. And I do believe it's best interest for the Phillies to go out and do whatever they can to win, especially for Bryce Harper. He just commented last night that it says it's kind of hard for the team to stay motivated when you're having to play from behind 6 or 7 runs each night.
Mhm.
So if I'm the Phillies, I'll be trying to do whatever Bryce Harper wants at this moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Well, this has been episode 22 of the Liberty for Philly podcast. Stay tuned for our regular Sunday episode, which will come out Sunday, as I just said. That'll be episode 23. Michael Jordan is number 23, not LeBron James. That's my hot take. Okay, on that note, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Once again, welcome Ben to the podcast. This is his technically second episode here on the channel, fully official on the channel. If anything happens with the Phillies after 9:03 on Wednesday night, it was because we stopped the podcast. You made it to another episode. See you guys next time.